Loretta, the shortstop they picked up. He's going to be a big pickup for them. And they had to pick him up by the 31st so he could be eligible for the postseason. I think it's a great pickup, Buck, even though better picked by Bagwell. Yeah.
Well, he's a perfect guy for the Astros. He's just a professional player that knows his limitations. He's a good pickup this late in the year.
Cesar Torres there down the line. One run will score. Will score 2-0. Torres, a .231 hitter. He was 2 for 4 in the ball game. Hideo Nomo here in the second. Jeff Blum crunches this and makes it a 2-1 ball game. But you watch this game, and Nomo had great stuff, guys. Look, this is the splitter, the off-speed stuff.
Exactly. That is nasty. Look at the movement on that.
He's one of those rare guys, basically a two-pitch starter, and Nomo's been effective this year with it.
Quantrill came on, got Biggio, Jesse Orozco to Lance. Berkman worked him over, and he went. The bullpen set things up. Bottom of the ninth, 2 on, no outs. Eric Gagne against Orlando Merced. He was starting with the heat. How do you say saw him off or broke off a little something in French?
Well, I don't know. Nasty. How about that?
Adrian Beltre, look at this, with 2 on, over the shoulder. That's like Mattingly, except over on the other side.
Well, we've watched him be able to go long ways. He could be a shortstop if he was not playing third base for the Dodgers.
Harold, how many times we talked about, they talk about range of guys on the ground. What about range in the air? Beltre's got as good as any. And there's Gagne closing the game, a starting pitcher with more than just 2 pitches.
Hideo Nomo was locked in. He's won 11 of 12. He went 7, gave up 1 run. Quantrill, Orozco, and Gagne work a scoreless 3 to close it out. Again, Gagne was in trouble there at 2 on, nobody out, but he gets through. L.A. pitching takes 2 out of 3 with Dahl and Nomo, allowing just 1 run in 2 starts. Prospect, been injured for almost his entire major league career, but he pitched very well in his first game back. But here, no, Chad Hermanson couldn't hold on to that ball. Renteria go to second base. He'd later score. It's an error, obviously. Later in the inning, man on first, 2 outs. J.D. Drew. How many times have you seen it? The Punisher, 2-run shot, his 15th of the year. And the Cards take a 3-2 lead. Buck, other side, Chuck Finley pitching fairly well.
Well, if you ask the question, who has meant more to the Cardinals, Chuck Finley or rolling at third base, I might say Finley, because pitching is going to be the difference for him. He's always been able to locate his fastball. He's always had that solid split, which has really helped Andy Bennis. You take a look here, there's a split that gets away from Matheny. You know, it's one thing to know a split's coming, but a lot of times the way it bounces late in the ball game there, sometimes it's chewed up and the ball may bounce away from the catcher, end up being a key part of that game.
Ooh, look at this, Angel Echeverria. I tell you, 3rd home run of the year. Got some good numbers, though. Guy can hit a little bit.
Yeah, he can. And the interesting thing here, too, Buck, is that Chuck Finley gives you innings. That was an 8th inning home run. How many starters go into the 8th? Not many.
Now here in the 8th, Rick White is on the hill. A little bloop base hit. Alex Gonzalez, Jim Edmonds trying to do something. Maybe probably wouldn't have to play anyway. Corey Patterson pinch running scores. A lot of speed. And the Cubs take it 5-4. The Cubs avoid their first 4-game home sweep since 1921.
You know, Brian, we saw 2 balls off the wall there. You know, I still don't know how the Cubs get away without padding that field. And that's why you don't see a whole lot of great catches at the wall at Wrigley Field, because there's no padding out there.
So Chuck Finley, 12 strikeouts in the game. He's now 19th. Struggling, taking on the Royals here. Mike Sweeney not going to help things out. This guy having a tremendous year.
I think he's got a good chance of anybody to win that batting title, because it's tough to pitch to a combination of power and high, and the guy who's got high average. He's difficult to pitch to.
That's a 3-run shot. Carlos Guillen with a man on. Oh, Nefi Perez. Oh, no. John Olerud's going to score. Makes it a 4-3 ball game.
Well, right here, he just comes up and tries to. This is an old one-hand sombrero. It just jumped up and kicked him in the glove. Sometimes you get lazy, sometimes you try to do some things, but he does that play a lot, and he just missed it.
One-handed what?
Hey,
sombrero.
You see the field, you see the fields the Latin players play on. You'd be one-handed too.
Dan Wilson, by the way, puts that over at 6-3. All right. Desi Relaford in the 4th. Rips this ball. Fair ball. Oh, snagged. Brought the glove. Fan wondering at some point, oh, maybe
that
maybe
hurt him
not.
Too. That's going to end up being a triple down that corner with Desi Relaford running.
And then later in the 4th, John Olerud down the line.
This Olerud ain't getting the 3rd. He's helping him out and getting the 2nd.
Look at this. What? I can't?
Got the Puerto Rican flag on there.
You know, if you well, the guys tell him don't pick it up. You know, if you're going to let the fans bring the gloves and they're going to be on the field, let them make the play. What are you going to do?
Interference, Brian. It is interference.
I disagree. I hope they didn't toss them out.
Now, that's a home field advantage, though, with Olerud running.
Hey, you know, we talked about the Mariners' struggles. Ichiro hitting under 300 since the All-Star break. Now, that's new territory for him, right?
Yeah, very new.
Oh, Harold says Sweeney. I think
happened since the '53 Yankees. There, the shot Corey Koski the play, but no. Bases loaded, nobody out. Joe Mays and Bucky's in the first inning.
Well, this is the time of the game where you got to establish something. Joe Mays has been there for him all year. Takes the breaking ball out of the zone there against Chavez. Good running fastball down and in. Sets the tone here with the bases loaded. Comes back with a great changeup away. Put Minnesota right where they need to be.
Now, of course, on the other side, Mark Mulder is on the hill in the third inning. He struck him out. Got Luis Rivas. Christian Guzman. That ball is diving out of there.
Nasty. Both, you know, the changeup is such an effective pitch. I still think it's the best pitch in the game. Fastball and changeup.
And then here in the third, Miguel Tejada, daddy's home. A two-run shot. 29th of the year. That's a shortstop, remember. Oakland takes
and he's making his bid for an MVP. He's trying to battle.
Now here, Mike Kadire, the grounder. Tejada is up to throw the play. Wow. Very nice defensive play.
Well, that was tremendous. Kicked off the pitcher and made that play. Torrey Hunter, he's back.
Look at this. Opposite field. Bomb. Another two-run shot. Now it's a 2-2 ball game. Hunter has 27 on the year. The sixth. Mays still on the hill. John Mabry made the All-Baseball Tonight bench team. Oakland takes a 3-2 lead.
What a great addition he's been, Brian. I tell you what, he's been able to play more than one position, too, which has been a big factor in his acquisition.
Now it's 4-2 in the ninth. Mark Mulder stays out there, but wait, there's more. Well, that's Lee Croy with the solo shot.
And that's an 0-2 ball up the middle. That's a sign that the guy is starting to lose it a little bit. And then he goes back down, and Koski takes him the opposite way.
Well, shocking stuff.
Yeah, the only reason he stayed in there to face Koski there because he had left on left.
Mike Kadire comes on as Mulder goes out. Billy Koch is on, and look at this. That's going to go out. 3 home runs in the ninth by Oakland, and they're taking the lead, or by Minnesota, and it's a 5-4 Minnesota lead. In the bottom of the ninth, though, Miguel Tejada with 2 men on, 1 swing of the bat, and it's over. It's all over. Probably the most dramatic finish of any game this season.
Well, it was an interesting finish because they got a walk from the leadoff guy, Hernandez, of that inning, and then you come up with the pinch runner. You bring up 2 hitters to the plate. They bunt, they hit and run. It's fun. It's great stuff, and he ends up hitting the home run to win it.
Miguel Tejada hitting .370 during the winning streak, as it is now 18 in a row for the Oakland A's. Joe Mays goes 6, gives up 4 earned runs. Mulder goes 8+. Again, came in the ninth. Art Howe left him in. It almost cost them the winning streak.
Well, we talked about this morning on Baseball Today, that these clubs decide this game in their bullpen. They both have quality starting pitching.
Win, advantage, win. Advantage to the tune of 422 feet, his 10th of the year, and just like that, it's 1-0 D-Rays. Randy with 3 hits on the evening. Bottom 7, 4-2 D-Rays. Rafael Palmeiro, the go-ahead run at the plate, and Lance Carter says, go away. D-Rays go on to win it 8-3. Ladies and gentlemen, the D-Rays win their first road sweep since July of 2000. The Devil Rays won their first 3 games of the season against the Detroit Tigers. John Lackey pitching to Jerry Hairston, and Hairston proving that Lackey lives up to his last name. Solo shot, Hairston's 5th of the year, and just like that, the O's are up by the score of 1-0. Move to the bottom of the second. Angels down 1-0, 2 on, no out. Scott Spezio plays in a band called Sand Frog, and he Sand Frog this one. A 3-run shot is 9th. Anaheim suddenly back in front 3-1. Bottom 5 still 3-1. 2 outs, runners on second. Orlando Palmeiro hits one down the first base line and into the corner. Darren Erstedt will come around to score. Angels up 4-1. Palmeiro into second with a double. Bottom 8th is when the Angels really went wacky. Adam Kennedy with 2 on and 2 out hits this one off Buddy Groom, a 3-run shot. Kennedy's 9th of the season. Angels go up 9-3. They go on to win by the final score of 9-3. That was a 5-run 8th. The Angels now 2.5 games ahead of Seattle in the AL wildcard race. They're 3.5 games out in the AL West behind Oakland. Oakland, of course, has won 18 straight. The win also completes the Angels' first 3-game sweep of the Orioles in 9 years. Meanwhile, the game seen on ESPN, Barry Bonds warming up before the game as the Giants taking on the D-backs. Not that he'd really need the bat. Runners on the corners. Bonds walks to load the bases in the first. This would be a trend tonight. Trust me. Miguel Batista struggling. This would also be a trend tonight. Jeff Kent singles. Kenny Lofton and Rich Aurilia score. Kent's 99th and 100th RBI of the season. 6 straight years with at least 100 RBI. Next batter is JT Snow. Just sort of saws this one off the end of the bat. It's looping into left field. Barry Bonds and Kent score. 4-0 Giants. They'd score 5 in the first before making an out. Bottom of the first, Tony Womack coming up for Arizona, leading off the game, and, well, let's just say he had a good game. Deep out and gone. A home run, 5-1 Giants. Here come the D-backs. Bottom 4 now 6-3. Womack does it again. The first 2 home run game of his career, a 2-run shot. Great catch by the fan. Take another look. A web gem as Junior Spivey is pumped. Reggie Sanders went for it, but the fan got it. Top 6 now. Same score. Bonds up for the 4th time, and the fans want him to get a chance to swing. Those would be Giants fans, but no. A season-long theme is 4th walk after 4 plate appearances, no official at-bats. 6-5, Benito Santiago hits one into the dugout. Dave Rigetti's mic.
Watch it, watch it.
All right, we did watch it. Bottom 9 now, 6-5 Giants. Nobody out. Bases loaded for Dave DeLucci, and he rips one into the right field corner. 2 runs will come in to score, and Rob Nen blows a chance to close out the game as the D-backs come up with a huge win here. The final in this one, 7-6. So the Giants' 7-game winning streak is over. It's Nen's 8th blown save this year. The Giants have gone 7-1 in their last 8 games. With the loss on Sunday night, they now find themselves 8 games out in the National League West. After
Santos facing Ramon Vasquez with the bases loaded. No, not just yet. Double play, end of inning. To the 5th we go. It's a 5-3 game, 2 on. Brent Butler to left field. Gabe Kapler coming around 30. He'll hesitate. Then, no, I want to go now. Wrong gate. We got a play to the plate. Big-time collision with a big man and Tom Lampkin.
He slides. He's safe.
So you want to be a catcher. Gabe Kapler is a big man. The problem here is the throws up. If catchers can get a ball and get lower than the runner, they don't take the brunt of the blow. But when you're up like that, you're so vulnerable, Harold.
Tommy Lampkin hanging on to it, though.
And here, Debbie Cruz, the chopper. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. He'd take 2. A lot of weightlifting coming home to the plate, by the way.
But that's a game-saving play. Because of that play, the Padres go on and win the game. Hats off to Tommy Lampkin.
Yeah, big game for Larry Walker, chasing Barry Bonds for the National League batting title. I'll tell you, Adam Eaton, first start this season, by the way, and not too. We got Ryan Thompson facing Elmer Descends here in the 7th. And Thompson having a tremendous series. 2nd homer of the game. Wow. Thompson drills that. Brewers take a
so far we couldn't find it.
Scott Williamson here in the 8th. Facing Ron Belliard. The bunt. Sacrifice bunt. Sanchez is over. Sanchez running over the base. Hurts himself.
Remember, he got hurt earlier in the year on that ball out in left field in Milwaukee. Could be similar to the same injury.
Broke his ankle, is out for the rest of the year. Sean Casey there fouls it into the dugout. Rich Taylor put down. He was all right, but again, Alex Sanchez, the unfortunate news, breaks his ankle, out for the rest of the way. Milwaukee manager Jerry Royster said, "We're doing to them what other teams have done to us all year." Reds swept by Milwaukee and now are pretty much out of any sort of contention. On the hill, kind of a bad start. Start things off, Johnny Damon. Kind of a bad rap, but charged for that error, even though the throw got to the plate first in that game over the weekend, led to a loss. Leadoff single, and from there, Buck, they'd get 1 out before they'd be calling the bullpen.
Well, there's nothing worse than a single ball pitcher that's getting the ball up. It's such a fine line there. If they can get the ball started in the strike zone and leave the strike zone down, they're going to have a lot of success. You can see here, Nagy's bringing the ball right into the middle of the plate. He's certainly aware of what his strengths and weaknesses are. He had some trouble getting the ball to start in the zone and leave the zone. See the ball stay up in the zone there? That's a real no-no for a guy that relies on a sinker.
That's big trouble.
This all happened within a few moments there early on. And in the 2nd inning, Nagy is still out there. Now to Manny Ramirez. He's bending over in pain. They go back on the phone. The trainer comes on, and Nagy had to leave the game with discomfort in his right knee. Of course, it was an uncomfortable day for him. 1 2/3, 5 earned runs. Tim Wakefield, other side, very sharp, Harold.
Well, he had the knuckle work. You see Omar Vizquel, switch hitter, hitting right-handed off him. When a knuckleball is moving, especially in this humidity right now, it's really going to get great movement because it becomes a very sticky pitch.
Wow.
Nice.
Wakefield went 7, gave up 1 run. Johnny Damon, Shea Hillenbrand, 1 and 2 in the order, both 3 for 5. Boston takes 2 out of 3. They get 3 at Yankee Stadium starting Labor Day. Commissioner, a knucklehead over the weekend. Can you do that? Yankees and Blue Jays. How you were calling people knuckleheads earlier?
I wasn't talking about the commissioner.
No. In the 6th. 2 on for Carlos Delgado. Derek Jeter. Oh, no error charged on that.
That's one of those plays where he's thinking about where am I going to throw it. He thought about 3rd and he thought about 1st. Just didn't look it in.
Who's this guy? Here comes that man again. Josh Phelps hit tape measure shots. This one just bouncing off that concrete. 2 runs will score. Blue Jays get within 1. Josh Phelps, 8 for 16 in this series.
Day games on turf, it's a lot spongier. Ball bounces a lot higher, as you saw there.
2 men later, you got all the angles. Orlando Hudson rips that down the line.
Well, they play a lot more defense on AstroTurf because you're not going to be as aggressive. That ball is pretty bouncy. It changes everything.
Dave Berg with the base hit in the 7th. Wells would leave after 6, giving up 7 earned runs. Next man up, Vernon Wells, crunches this ball. Rondell White just playing defensively there.
That's what ends up happening. You got to knock everything down.
Whew, that would score there. Cliff Polite gets Alfonso Soriano. Jason Jambi says, hold on, not so fast, my friend. Crunches that, his 33rd of the year. It's a 7-6 game. Later that inning, 2 down, Kelvin Escobar against Enrique Wilson. D struck him out.
3-2 changeup. You've got a plus changeup that you feel confident throwing in that situation. You're going to have some success.
And Bernie Williams, 3 for 4, now hitting .342, but the Yankees lose 3 out of 4 to the Blue Jays. And Josh Phelps, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. The rookie had a tremendous August and now tearing it up.
Just cooling you off.
Oh, is that what that is? Thank you. Career high.
Blowing in your ear.
17th win. Matt Wahlbeck back to the box. Burley, great reaction and worth another look. Ball hits the lip of the grass. Burley, great reaction. Throws a complete game shutout. Victory.
Number is 12. Here's Millwood batting. 2 men on. Smacks that base hit. It's off Masato Yoshi. Darren Bragg is going to score. Vinny Castilla coming in. Millwood with the double. Braves take a 3-1 lead. In the 7th, Braves up 3-2 at this point. Zach Day facing Rafael Furcal up the middle. Wow. Orlando Cabrera. Sensational range.
Well, he was a Gold Glove candidate last year. I'm telling you, he's got great range. He can make some plays for them.
They won it. In 2 outs, bases loaded in the 8th. Mark DeRosa here. No! The flip. Jose Vidro got it from Cabrera, but nowhere near second base. So what happened?
Well, Vidro's thinking he's going to throw it all the way across the diamond. And obviously he was not, and that's why he was stopped, and there's no way he was going to beat that play. He's got a little bit more of an idea. Shortstop just elected not to get it to him.
Michael Barrett here with 2 on and falling right in front of Chipper Jones. Not too far. Barrett with the RBI double. Andres Galarraga will score. It's a 5-3 game. Same inning. Brad Wilkerson, grounder. Julio Franco make this play. That's a tying run at second, so a 5-4 game. Braves up 6-4. Vladimir Guerrero at the plate. There's that man again. John Smoltz in on his hands. And John Smoltz with his 49th save. He finishes all 3 in the series. The Braves with the sweep. The magic number is 11. Millwood, his 6th straight decision. But the unhittable Chris Hammond, I'd like to throw that in. An inning and a third, a scoreless relief. His ERA 1.05.
He's come out of nowhere to really establish himself. And what?
And Mets on ESPN SportsCenter. Mets lost all their home games in the month of August, setting a new NL record. But now it's September. They play their first 5 games at home. New month, new hope, new promise, and same old thing. Top third, 5-1 Phillies, Met killer Pat Burrell. Oh, yeah. 15 homers in 44 career games against the Mets. His 34th homer overall this year. Phillies up 6-1. Bottom 8, Mets down 8-5. Jeremy Burnett's bloops to center. Doug Glanville. Baseball Tonight calls it a web gem. I call it glove love. Mets lose their 14th straight home game to the Phillies 9-5.
Marlins Pirates. Bottom 5, 5-4 Marlins, and it starts to rain. Now watch the guy being arrowed. They roll out the tarp. He trips. He almost gets eaten alive by the tarp.
Help me! It's the tarp monster.
He'd be okay. Play would resume. First batter out of the delay is Juan Encarnacion. Bases loaded. 1 out.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and drilled.
Flies to left. Andy Fox is going to tag up and score. Jack Wilson gets the relay, throws to first, and Derek Lee is caught snoozing. Double play. Final score: Marlins 8, Pirates 4.